Hi Petrolheads, welcome back to the channel. I hope you're doing great. And yeah, today we are working on 156 as I promised in the last update video. My doggo is with me because he's afraid there's thunders rolling around, so yeah. But since the last video that I posted the update on Garage Full of Alphas, right? One more thing popped up, and this is really annoying, and it shows the quality of the parts today, how badly the parts are made, how low quality they are, and it really doesn't matter if you go with more renowned brands or less renowned brands. Most of them are absolute garbage nowadays. And what I mean by that, some time ago, I think now the car is at 360, when I had like 300,000 kilometers on the clock, I was changing the radiator because I thought the old one was clogged, but it wasn't. And look, can you see that, guys? Can you see? Let me take you down there. Yeah, can you see that? Yeah. So basically what it does, it leaks coolant. And not only on this side, it also does it on this side. It's a 60,000 cooler, water cooler, which is leaking, which is crazy for me. Only 60,000 kilometers, 2 trips to the Nürburgring, and it's done. Right, so here is the old one, so I use this one to just to replace this one. The old one wasn't clogged, it's not bad. I was just changing it because I thought it was clogged, and that was my mistake. So yeah, so we'll put it back in and hopefully it will last longer. Definitely it will last longer because this one already did more than 60,000 in the car and it was fine. So we'll replace the front water radiator, which is quite a long process because you have to undo the support at the bottom, you have to remove the bumper because it is attached to plastic covers, all of that stuff, so there's quite a lot of work involved. So first what we will do, we'll drain the coolant. Oof, it was close, guys, you almost got splashed. Yeah, the coolant is draining now. Basically you just undo the bottom hose and then you can go with the second one, which is in here. But yeah, you don't want to start with this one because basically you will have quite a lot of water and it will cover everything in here, which is not nice. When you drain, it stops draining from here. You can undo those and there shouldn't be almost none coolant coming from them, so you will not make any mess. If I remember correctly, basically you need to take everything up front, so the fan, all of the connections, and you might also need to remove the filter housing and basically the front and the bumper, right? Because otherwise you will not be able to separate the air conditioning cooler from the water cooler, because I think they are connected with like small screws. So yeah, it's quite a lot of work to do all of that stuff. If you know what you are doing, it's okay, but I remember when I was doing it for the first time, it took me like a whole day. Let's turn on some time lapse and just go with it. Absolutely mental. The hail is quite big. I hope it doesn't damage the car. Look at this guy. See? This is how some of us work. See? I just lay this down so that I could lay under the car and undo things. Now, yeah, he's using that. Okay guys, so a little bit of the update because I was doing quite a lot of things on the time-lapse. So yeah, as you can see, I removed the wheels and the wheel arches because it's easier than to take the bumper, because you have two bolts, one here, right? So yeah, the bumper is off. What I was doing, I also removed the turbo inlet. I did all of that simply because now I want to undo the fan, right? And it's held in here by 4 8mm bolts on each corner. So one here, one there, and 2 here. So basically, if you do not take, as you can, yeah, all of those pipes and the wiring and things that are in here, it will be very, very difficult for you to remove the fan because it's a quite tight fit. We will see if I will be able to squeeze it by the air filter box. If not, I will remove it too. And to remove the air filter box, you need to undo the bottom support, which you need to undo anyway. So yeah, what I was saying, that you need to remove the front bumper. As you can see here, this is the air conditioning cooler, and as you can see, this small tiny 8mm bolt, they are screwed together with the radiator. As far as I am aware, it's very difficult to undo them without removing the bumper, because to those bottom ones maybe you can get there, right? But you will not be able to get here, I think. I'm not sure, I might be mistaken, but taking off the bumper is not that difficult, so I prefer to do it this way. I removed everything basically. I have removed the fan, all that stuff. So basically the whole thingy is moving quite a bit. The only thing that is holding in are those small bolts in here, and the problem with them is that they have a very small head, and simply they are rusty. So what I will do, I will have to get underneath with the Dremel tool, because they are very, very rusty, right? I have the cutting blade, and I will just cut both of them. This one, I know it's extremely crusty and rusty, so what I did, I've ordered a replacement one. It's not a new one, but it was taken out from the car from Italy, so it's not rusty at all. This one, I don't know if it's savable. It's extremely crusty. Maybe if I would just dip it in the citric acid, probably. I don't know. Maybe we'll try in the future, but I'm waiting for the new one to arrive. Yeah, so let me start with cutting, and then I will update you later on when it's done. Okay. Yesterday my camera died, so I couldn't record everything. So yeah, but yeah, you could almost see the last moment when I was pulling out the radiator. Yeah, everything is out in here. As you can see, I also removed the filter housing, because I will be cleaning some of that rust over there. This support and this support in here. Yeah, they sit at the front. They get quite a lot of water, salt, everything. So after 22 years old, I think, yeah, they have every right to be a little bit rusty. So yeah, let me show you the old cooler. So this is the bottom hose that returns the cooled water, coolant. So as you can see, leaking in here. On the other side, leaking in here. And when we look in here, leaking in here, and in here as well, on all 4 sides. Look how rusty it is on this side, look. So this one, 60,000, cooler from Nissan's. Never ever buy Nissan's coolers, they are absolute crap. I have the old used one. Look at this one, not rusty at all, really good looking, still nice, still not rusty. And this one is from Polcar, which I think is a Polish company. So yeah, shout out to my Polish friends who made this cooler. It's much better. Let's do some unboxing. Yeah, because all of those things that we have in here are necessary for the repairs. So as you can see, I have a variety of different clamps. Those clamps are W5 grade, let's say. So basically in all of those clamps there are grades from V1 to V5. V1 is just zinc plated, I think, and V5 are formally the best. They have every element on this, even the bolt, even those small flangers are stainless steel. radiator mount, I think in those places here, I think the lacquer is starting to come off, so I'll just put a little bit of black paint just to add a little bit of protection. And yeah, that will be it for the preparations before reinstallation. Whoa! Whoa! Brother! We have the radiator back, so one of the most difficult parts in. It's quite fiddly because, you know, you have to get those bolts for the which connects the radiator to the air conditioning radiator, and you also have to do all of those here, the plastic ones, so it's like, you know, a little bit fiddly diddly. And then you also have this element which is it's like the air duct, which I think keeps the reserve of air. Now what I would have to do is just put the lower support. Of course, it's still like, you know, if I would touch it quite strongly, it would probably try to fall down. But yeah, I will just put the brace right now, the lower brace. I've painted it, so, you know, it wasn't rusty, but in some places the lacquer was kind of peeling off. I don't know, maybe the sand scrubbed it off. So yeah, I just repainted that a little bit, and yeah, let's do that so the rad and both of the radiators doesn't just hang on each other and on the AC line. So yeah, let's go with that. This one was like that, and this one was like that, and this one is a little bit broken. It was like that, washer, and something like that. So this one is ready to install. I've put all of the rubbers, all of that stuff, so yeah. So those are the original bolts, 2 of them. So on which side I have the original ones? I think on this side, yeah. So basically this element that I was cleaning, it was made in this sense that the nuts were welded onto it from the top, right? But with time, as you know what happens, rust gets there and it gets very corroded and the bolt gets stuck. And sometimes when you try to undo it, you will just snap the nut off. And yeah, it's very difficult to get in there with the welder to weld in the nut. So basically what I did, because this one is okay, so I can use the original ones, but this one has those nuts ripped off, which doesn't sound right. Yeah, so basically I have something like that. So basically what you need to do is just counter it from the top, but you can do it. There's a little bit of space, so if you know how to do it, you can get there. So, very comfortable position. Okay guys, you might be confused by the way which the actions take place, but as a Muppet, I forgot to put the fan, and you need to put the fan before you put this brace, but I also need to redo this mount because I don't like this is broken. I need to redo something, think of something, so I will take care of that and then I'll put it back together. So let's just pretend that the fan situation didn't happen. Okay guys, so I'm trying to fabricate the mount. So as you can see, I have 2 similar pieces of metal. The one has like a mark on it, so I will just bend it 90 degrees. Yeah, so this will be the place where the bolt sits, and this will be the let's say the support, and to this support I will weld another one and also bend this one 90 degrees because I want to maintain the plastic element that keeps the lines in place, because it's quite nice, it holds them quite firmly, and I won't be able to make it out of metal, at least with my lack of skills, but I will be able to make a bracket around that plastic to keep it in place. So this is the plan. put everything back together. All of the air pipes, all of the water pipes, all of the everything is in here now. So basically what I would like to do now is put the coolant in, put the battery back on and start the car, right? And I will let it warm until 90 degrees, get rid of the air from the water, from the coolant and all of that stuff from the whole system. And then I will probably finish off with just putting the bumper and everything. In this way, when I leave it like that, I will be able to see everything and almost everything, and if there will be any kind of leaks, I should be aware to and should be able to see it. So yeah, let's go. Apart from just putting the coolant, you can also grab the pipes and just squeeze them a little bit. It forces the air out of them. And before the first start, you can easily put more than max, because it will go down as the system will get rid of the air. Can you hear it sizzle? Can you see? Over the paper. Yeah, so this is the bleeding through. Okay guys, so I've started the car. So what you want to do is fill up with all of the coolant and then start the car and put the fan onto the lowest setting, lowest temperature, not AC, just the fan, right? So basically you run it up to 90 degrees until the first stage of fan kicks in, and that's it. Yeah, you can also work with that bleeder screw on the radiator. Just be careful not to get, like, you know, too much coolant all over the place, because yeah, it will look nasty and you will have to guess if something is leaking or not. So yeah, that's quite simple job. Yeah, when I run the car up to 90, I will just put all of the back together, everything back together. But yeah, at this point I don't think I need to show you that. You have seen it so many times. So yeah, thank you guys for watching and see you on the next one. Bye.